everyone, Sophia here. Welcome back to my Esty Shop, Frenchy and Tubby. 7 items going into the shop starting tomorrow, and that would be the 18th of April. And I have to tell you, I am super excited about this week. Why? Because I have 3 antiques. And when I say antiques, real antiques from over 100 years ago, clearly, and they are absolutely beautiful. So Mother's Day is coming. If your mother or your grandmother is, or any mother in your life, is a collector or appreciates beautiful pieces of glass and crystal, you're in for a treat. Let me start with the one in the thumbnail because this is quite defined. This is an early American brilliant cut crystal by the company T.J. Hawkes. It's a rose bowl, and if you recall, I talked to you about what a rose bowl is. It's basically a bowl meant for roses. You put your roses, they have enough room at the bottom to crisscross, and as a result, it allows you to mimic the shape that's at the bottom, so you end up with a figure 8. Okay, this is what a rose bowl is. Thomas Gibson Hawkes started making glass in 1880 out of Steuben County in New York. Initially, when he started making glass, he was getting blank Steuben glass from the Steuben company, and he was just painting them, and then he started making his own. This is from 1901, so it's 124 years old. It's cut crystal, early American brilliant cut crystal, and the pattern is called Cypress. It has a full name, Cypress Devonshire, and it's recognizable by different things. One, the fans, so there's fans all around. We have the diamond pattern here, not a Star of David, but a diamond pattern. We have beveled crisscross, so all of that is going to reflect a lot of light. And then at the bottom, we have a 24-point hub star. It is signed Hawkes with the very original logo. I don't think you can see it, maybe a little bit right here, which is 2 doves over a clover leaf. It is, considering its age, in absolute amazing condition. There are a little bit of, wear, normal for its age. I have to be very clear about that, hence the reason why it's going to be severely discounted on my channel and on my page. There's a tiny, really tiny flea bite on the rim, and it's right here. I don't even think that you can see it. It is so tiny. You can feel it slightly, super tiny. And then there's a little bit of scratches right here. A few scratches here and there, nothing major. There's another flea bite on one of the points somewhere in there. Again, you can see it. I'm looking, I can't find them. I saw them at some point. Oh, right here. Okay, right here. I don't even think you can see them on camera. They're right here. Okay, you can't notice it. This is 124 years old. 1901, Cypress Devonshire by Hawkes Company out of Steuben County, New York. This is a highly collectible item. There's a lot of people out there who collect early American cut glass and early American pressed glass, but the cut glass is the one that makes it to the museums. Pretty much every museum in America, if they have a decorative arts section where they showcase items for the home, sometimes they do and stage an entire room, they always will have a pattern from Hawkes glass out of New York. Always. Matter of fact, in 1889, during the Paris Universal Exhibit, Hawkes won Best Cut Glass and Crystal in the world. It gives you an idea of the quality of the piece, the quality of the cut, and the clarity of the crystal. Now, if you look at the blanks, which again you can't really see, the blanks are the parts that are not cut. Again, a few scratches, nothing major, probably from somebody trying to clean it over the years and scratched it a little bit. But when considering its age, this is a museum piece. It sells at Antique Shop for over $200. Just giving you an idea of the price. Nowhere near that on Frenchy and Tubby. I always pride myself in making things like this affordable. Why? Because not because I want to sell them, but because I want you to have a beautiful piece or a few beautiful pieces in your home. I think and I truly believe that beautiful things and expensive things like this are not for just the privileged. They're for everybody who appreciates the beauty. So you can have it too. If you know someone in your life, coming up Mother's Day, maybe it's you, who really truly appreciates this type of art and beautiful cut crystal, this one is for you. It's very heavy, so you're not gonna hear a lot of ring to it. The next one will, but this one not so much. So this is a rose bowl from 1901. Again, the pattern is cypress, and it's by Hawks Glass from Steuben County. They actually out of Corning. The factory was in Corning, and they closed in 1962 because, you know, the 60s, the 70s, these things fell out of fashion, and I hear that they're coming back. The whole minimalist thing, that phase is over. Everybody is back into maximalism, so shop at Frenchy and Tubby. When I come back, another piece of amazing crystal, and that one has a gorgeous ring. It's absolutely my favorite, one of my favorite this week. Another piece of early American brilliant cut. This one is by Pairpoint. Pairpoint is in Sagamore, Massachusetts, and you can't get any more high-end than Pairpoint. You know, if you think Baccarat for France, Pairpoint is the American Baccarat. So what is this? This is a compote. So it's a fruited or pedestal dish, and you would put either a fruit salad and serve it like this, not for a single person, but let's say you do high tea, for instance, you would put your relish or whatever with a spoon, and your guests would help themselves to that. So it's a serving dish, it's not an individual dish. The pattern, if you can see it, has flowers and butterflies and blooms and leaves. The cut, of course, is on the outside, is absolutely stunning. This is entirely cut by hand. This is from the very early 1900. It's between 1901, like the other one, or up to 1909. And then they stopped making the pattern. The pattern is Murillo, M-U-R-I-L-L-O. Some people confuse it with the Colias because of the butterfly. The company, Pairpoint, is the oldest glass-making company in the United States. They have made crystal stemware for the White House. And they were actually commissioned at some point to complete the Abraham Lincoln stemware. So they used the pattern and then they finished it. Wait until you hear the ring on this thing. It's still going. It is absolutely stunning. There's a repeat of the flower at the bottom. It's a simple shape with a sawtooth on the top, which is not sharp, but you can definitely feel it. Okay, because again, this is cut by hand. The flowers and the butterflies are absolutely stunning. Look at this. It's a beautiful piece. Over 110, maybe 120 years old, by Pairpoint. Pairpoint still exists. You can check out their website. They are extremely expensive. But this one is not. Now, in all honesty, somebody sold it, this one on Etsy, for $97. I'm not going to do that price, you know me, again. It's going to be below that. But this is a collector's item, just like the Hawks is a collector's item. Both of them are antique, early American brilliant cut glass. Both of them are American companies. So this one, the sawtooth is perfect. There's no scratches inside the compote. There are a few scratches at the base, normal wear for its age. So again, we'll forgive it, but this may be my favorite for the show today. Okay, the last antique piece before we move on to really cool vintage. Something that is so fragile, and I featured it a little bit last week. It's so fragile, I'm gonna have to wrap it in something the size of a football or a basketball and put it in a big box anyway, even though it's super tiny. And some of you probably think, well, milk glass. It's not milk glass. This is called opaline. Opaline is some of the thinnest glass out there. What they do is that they add bone ashes to it to make it milky in color, but it is translucent. So I'm going to set up my light in a way where maybe you're going to be able to see the translucence of it. And it's called opaline. It's a French word because it actually looks a little bit like opal, the stone, okay, or the semi-precious gem. Okay, so let's go like this. Can you see my light in it? Okay, so you can't do that with milk glass, right? Maybe this way you can even see it better. I wish my camera would translate that a little bit better. So, who made this? This is handmade, and this is the oldest item I have in the shop today. This is actually between 1880 and 1890. This is by Bristol Glass out of the UK. And it's called Bristol Glass because they were made in Bristol by the coast, okay? They were well known for making very thin type glass. So there's not a lot of it left because they are incredibly fragile. I could hold it like this and pinch it enough and it would break. That gives you an idea. So this is a ruffle vase and it's entirely mouth blown. And what's interesting about it is that because it's so thin and made from Victorian time, they didn't have all the techniques that we have today when we make glass, meaning that you're going to see little inclusions here and there. So it does have inclusions. It has inclusions, and when you look at it closer, you're not going to see it on camera here. There's bubbles here and there, okay? A couple of bubbles. There's an inclusion in here. It's almost like there's another little inclusion here. So it's not pure white. It's just, I don't know if you can see it, maybe here. All right, so there's a few inclusions here and there. The thing with opaline is that it's so fragile and so thin, when they remove the punt, you know, because they blow it, it's on a stick, and then they got to cut it, right, to separate it from the stick. In regular glass, if I can find one, yeah, perfect, we're going to use this one, because it's also hand blown. You're going to see that they polish it. It's super clean to the touch, right? Because this is a solid piece of glass. It's not going to break. When they make opaline and they take it off the punt, or the punted, whatever they call it, when they take it off the punt, they can't go and try to polish it because it's going to break it. So all true opaline from that time period is going to have a punt that is very rough. You see that? You can, I'm not going to say you're going to cut yourself, but you can definitely feel it. And that's on purpose because they cannot polish it. If they do any kind of scrubbing or rough sanding at the bottom here, it will shatter the piece. That is how fragile this is. And a lot of them were painted. And I can tell you a little story about that. The reason why a lot of it was painted was to hide the flaws, the bubbles, the little inclusions here and there. So they started painting them with floral, which was very Victorian anyway. But this one is blank. So either it didn't make it to the painting stage, or they just left it like this. It's blank and it's beautiful. I love the fact that it's translucent. And when you look at it, by the way, through the light, you can see all the bubbles in it. So if you want a Victorian piece of opaline, this is it. This is a great gift for a glass collector. Okay, let me put you away so that I don't break you. And again, this is going to be like to wrap it and make sure it doesn't break. I will be heartbroken if it arrives to you in pieces. When I come back, we're going into some really, really unusual, super kitsch items. You can get any more kitsch, I think, than these. These are not too old. They're from the 1970s. They are candle holder. They are made of plaster, so they are either California mold or Holland mold, and they are so cool. I here have 2 candle holders that are shaped like grapes. With the leaves, they are so detailed. They are absolutely stunning. So I've seen people brush gold on them. I don't know about that, but they are candle holders, and I have a pair. Okay, so they are, look at this, they're so cool. Look at the detail on the leaf. So they are basically not resin, they plaster, so they are fragile. So if you drop it, it will shatter. But they are painted. The cup is metal. You can see some of the metal here, and it is really for tapered candles like these. So it's 2 of them. They are from the very early 1970s, and they're heavy, so you can also use them. If you don't want to use them as candle holders, you can actually use them as bookends. They don't have a flat surface per se, but you could use it here or maybe even here. I think they're really cool. I really do. I think they're super, super cool. Look at these. They're not labeled, nothing. All I know is that they are referred to as California mold. People would just either buy them blank and paint them themselves, or buy them already painted, or they would actually get the mold and make them themselves. It was a big craft back in those days. Kind of like ladies now go to pottery classes. People used to go and do plaster molds. These are awesome. I think they're really cool. So there are 2 candle holders, early 70s. The next item is a big deal. I'm telling you, this week is really good, okay? This is by a potter named Winthrop Byers. And he's, I believe, in Wisconsin. This is a pottery dish. And Byers pottery still exists. I don't know if Winthrop still does pottery, but he's very well known for doing ginormous, and when I say ginormous, I'm talking this big, type platters. He specializes in this type of glaze. Do you see the speckle on this? All of the speckle. This one is interesting. It's signed Byers. See it right here. Because he added a little bit of the hook and rope, so you can hang it. It's folk art, and it's absolutely stunning. I'm not sure what kind of flower these are, but I can tell you that they're a different texture. You see that? Okay, they're a little bit shinier. To me, they look like some kind of maybe winter berries. Not sure, but it's very highly sought after. Now, what's interesting about this pottery versus a piece of pottery like this one is smaller, you can see that, but it's much heavier. His pottery is very airy, is very light. So as a result, it's very difficult when you put it in the kiln to have it not break. You know, sometimes it just shatter in the kiln. So this is how you know that you're dealing with a master potter. The pottery is very, very thin, and I think you can hear it. It's a really nice pie dish. It's a deep dish. It's 11 by 2. And it's got those little interesting little dents right here. But the beauty of it, I think, is this part here. It's really beautiful. And again, you can hang it. This is a great Mother's Day gift. You can hang it in a kitchen, in an entryway. If you're looking for that primitive decor, farmhouse decor, country kitchen, perfect. He's a very well-known potter, and he makes it to museums as well. So if you like pottery, and if you're always looking for master potter work, you know to come to Frenchy and Tubby, because I'm always looking for pieces like this. And by the way, the bowl from last week, I think Debbie purchased it. You'll have to tell me how you like it, because that's a very highly sought after bowl too, and she just pounced on it. So don't let this one pass. It is a beautiful, again, sign Winthrop Byers in the back. It's a beautiful pottery dish. It's in perfect condition. It's not too old, 1990s, maybe early 2000. He has a website. You can go and check out his other pieces. There's not a lot of them for sale, but again, he's made it to museum. Okay, when I come back, 2 more. So these are interesting. They are espresso cups. When I picked them up, I really thought they were from Japan. I figured, maybe they were Tageri, but they're too shiny for Tageri. All right. So I have a set of 5. Actually, I'll throw in the 6th one, but the 6th one was repaired. But that doesn't count because I'm selling 5. I'm just giving you the 6th one as a bonus. These are espresso cups, clearly from the 70s. Super kitsch. If you like the Sears mushroom, this is kind of like that time period. Super glossy. The espresso cups, right? There's no label, nothing. It was kind of hard to figure out who makes them. Well, surprise, not Japan, not Italy. They are from a company out of Bavaria, and the company is called Winterling. I had never heard of them until I learned something every day. So I have 5, and the design is only on one side, and it's basically, what are those? Pansies, perhaps, maybe? So there's an orange one. They almost look like enamel. As a matter of fact, I wonder if they are not. They look, I think they are. Enamel, 2 flowers, an orange, a white one, and then 2 leaves. Very simple design with the saucer. I have 1, 2, 3. Don't break them. Don't break them. 4 and 5 in excellent condition. And then there's number 6, which I'm going to give you anyway. Number 6, I did not realize. The saucer is fine, nothing wrong with it. But somebody at some point broke the handle and repaired it. See that? So if you want the 6th one, I'll put it in there. Because if you put them on display, it's always better to have 6. You just, hide it a little bit and nobody will notice. They're super cool. They really are super cool. This is typical example of me wishing that I could find you the coffee pot, the sugar bowl, and the creamer that went with it, because I'm sure it was a set. I've seen different designs by Winterling. They were very similar, a little bit more in the yellow colors. This is orange, and those had the coffee pot, the whole set. So I'm pretty sure this one did too. But they are over 50 years old, and I think they are amazing. Now let me see. Are they all a white and an orange in the back? Yep, they are. I'm telling you, it looks like it's enamel. If not, it's a very high gloss glaze. They're beautiful. If you have a coffee bar in your house and you want to add a little bit of kitsch to your coffee bar, there you go. Winthrop Bavaria, an espresso set. Better yet, if you're not into espresso, they would make really cool mini succulent planters. Yeah, actually they would. Let me put a plant. Well, if you went putting a little plant in there, would that be cool? Could do like a whole window with those. I like to repurpose things. So again, I have 5. The 6th one is a bonus because it was broken and repaired. All right, my last item. Music box. I cannot believe that this is in perfect condition. You know, you go to the thrift store and you always see those type of little floral arrangement that are made of porcelain, and you're like, oh, this is so cute. You look at it closer, there's always a broken petal. There's always a broken leaf, or 2 or 3, because they are that fragile. Let me verify. None. None. There's not a single one that is broken. Look at this thing. It is even the tiny one on top. Everybody is present. So it's by San Francisco company. It's the Ana Rosa collection. And the song apparently is, because you know me, I don't do music. I had to rely on you folks to tell me. The song is I Will Wait for You. Isn't it cool? It's all porcelain. It's from the 90s, Cosmos Gift. It was made in China. And I tried to move it around. It doesn't turn, okay? Nothing turns. It would have been cool if the bouquet on the inside would turn. So now, some people refer to it as a bird cage. Other people refer to it as a gazebo. I think it's more like a bird cage, but there's no bird. So, I don't know. Roses, daylilies. I see calla lily in there. There's a white one and a yellow one. I don't know if you can see them. But again, another one I'm going to have to be very careful when I pack it. This is such a great gift for grandma or your mom or a sister, mother-in-law. It's absolutely stunning. There's not a single missing petal. How? Because obviously it was taken out of the box, put on the shelf, transported to the Goodwill. Actually, it was a Second Avenue thrift store where I found it. And then from there, from the donation bin, it made it to the shelf. And then from there, people looked at it, and it's unbelievable. It made it intact, 100%. I hope I'm not wrong. I keep looking at it. I don't see any missing petal or nothing. Oh, how could that be? Anyway, you want to hear it again? Because that's my last item. This week's a great week, isn't it? I love this. And you know I love music box. That's my last item. So, what would I keep? I already discussed this. Absolutely would keep this. You know, it's funny because you would think I would keep the hawk, right? But I have so many crystal vases or bowls at the house already. I don't have any compote, and this one is really neat. And again, the ring on it, just hear how long it lingers. Isn't it amazing? This is quality crystal, okay? Pairpoint. It's about as high end as it gets. I would absolutely keep that. And strangely enough, I would keep this because opaline, it's amazing. The fragility of it all. It's just how fragile it is and see-through. It's almost as thin as a light bulb. That's how thin it is. It's beautiful. Okay, tell me down below which one's your favorite. Which one would you like? And who would you gift it to? And that would be it. So, thank you for watching. All the links are down below for the shop or up here. Frenchy and Tubby. You can find me on Instagram at Frenchy and Tubby. What I do is post either Thursday night or Friday morning. I post all of those items on the Instagram with the full description, dimensions, condition, and the price. So you get an idea as to whether or not you want to be behind your keyboard at $4.59 to be the first one in line to purchase those items. Every week there's always something that goes real fast. Let me think. What went first last week? That didn't last too long. Oh, of course, the coffin box. The crystal coffin box was fast going. Thank you for supporting my shop and making my dream come true. I'll see you later. Bye.